Remember when Alistair spent 30 years breaking Dean in hell? Or when Azazel pinned Mary Winchester to a ceiling in 1983? And accidentally created two of the most dangerous hunters alive. Supernatural spent 15 seasons building a demon hierarchy we never even knew existed. These are the 7 levels of supernatural demons. Black-Eyed Demons, Meg Masters. Black-Eyed Demons are Hell's entry-level employees, and they know it, which somehow makes them more annoying rather than less threatening. They travel as black smoke, possess a human through the mouth, and immediately become your problem with superhuman strength, telekinesis, and a complete immunity to anything a normal person could reasonably find in a gas station or a hardware store. Holy water burns, salt stops them, iron makes them flinch, and none of it actually kills them because the demon just gets exorcised, drops back to hell, and crawls right back out like it's a commute. "15 years of the same revolving door, and the Winchesters just got faster at spinning it. What the black eyes don't tell you is anything about the ceiling, and Meg Masters is the proof of that. She showed up in season 1 looking like a hitchhiker, then psychically hijacked Sam into beating Dean half to death as a literal introduction. Let's not forget that she sent hellhounds after the Winchesters, and later faced them with Castiel's Angel Blade. Kissed Castiel in season 6? And somehow ended up being someone the boys actually grieved when she died in season 8. For a demon who said hello by using Sam as a weapon, that's an extraordinary character arc. The villain to found family pipeline has never hit harder or with less warning. If a black-eyed demon can do all of that, pay close attention to level 4, where the demon knife stops working and nobody warned the Winchesters in advance. The Oddballs. Scattered across 15 seasons are demons that break every rule the show just finished establishing, appear for one episode like they have somewhere better to be, and disappear permanently. The 7 deadly sins look like regular black eyes, but each one pushes a specific human behavior so far past survivable that they become a completely different category of threat. With sloth making someone too paralyzed to walk to the next room for food, and gluttony making someone drink bleach because the compulsion to consume something became completely unmanageable. The show built a weird one-off branch of demon mythology here. Deployed them for 45 minutes and retired the concept immediately. Samhain is the one that genuinely stings though, because the show built so much mythology around him and then abandoned it so completely, it almost circles back to being impressive. He's the demon of Halloween, the literal in-universe reason the holiday exists. And when the ancient Celts figured out his eyesight was genuinely terrible, They responded by wearing costumes to walk past him undetected, leaving food out to appease him, and carving jack-o'-lanterns, meaning most of Halloween's global traditions started as survival strategies against one demon who couldn't see properly. His eyes are unique to him across the entire show. He fires the same white light blast as Lilith. He can only be summoned once every 600 years. The writers built all of that, used him for one episode in season 4, and because he can only be summoned every 600 years, in theory, he should not be back for centuries. One episode, the audacity is almost a flex. Crossroads Demons, Crowley. Crossroads Demons are Hell's sales division. They buy souls for Hell through deals, which means their real strength is leverage, timing, and knowing exactly what desperate people want. Their power is entirely positional. Which means Crossroads Demons are genuinely mid in a direct fight, and the whole tier knows it, running entirely on information and leverage instead of anything resembling brute force. Nobody exploited that better than Crowley, who made his first deal in 14th century Scotland as a tailor named Fergus Roderick MacLeod, and died centuries ago. Then spent several centuries clawing his way up Hell's corporate structure on sheer spite and better instincts than anyone around him. His first appearance in season 5 involved handing the Winchesters the Colt and helping them attempt to kill Lucifer. Immediately establishing that Crowley would do exactly whatever served Crowley best at any given moment, a calculus that never changed across 8 more seasons of him cycling that through villain, ally, enemy, and reluctant collaborator. He died in season 12 trying to seal Lucifer back in the cage, which was so out of character the show spent the next episode confirming he meant it. He spent centuries being the smartest person in every room in Hell, and went out doing something genuinely selfless. Embarrassing way to go. He absolutely knew that. Knights of Hell, Abaddon. The Knights of Hell are what happens when Lucifer handpicks his strongest early creations and hands them to Cain personally to train, meaning they've been operating with the combined input of the 2 most dangerous beings Hell ever produced since the Garden of Eden was still a functioning location. That kind of age translates into a tier where the demon-killing knife. The reliable fix for everything below this point becomes essentially decorative, and the show communicates that shift in one single moment better than any exposition ever could. Abaddon arrived in season 8 having been sealed in a dead body since 1958, woke up in the present day deeply unimpressed by everything Crowley had built in her absence, which was a fair read and immediately demonstrated the problem. Dean stabs her with the demon knife. She looks at the knife, she looks at Dean, she pulls it out and keeps walking. The expression on his face does everything. She could split off her own smoke and send it into someone's mind to read their thoughts, an ability no other demon in the show ever demonstrated. She could exorcise demons by touching them barehanded. She survived being dismembered and buried in concrete for decades, and came back ready to immediately restructure Hell's entire power dynamic, which is a level of resilience that makes everyone else on this list look like they need a spa day. Killing her required an entirely new weapon in mythology just to make it possible, and it still cost Dean a curse that spent the next season destroying him. She lost, and nobody felt good about it. This is also the right moment to mention that another top-tier demon tied directly to the apocalypse is still coming, and when you find out who it actually is, it's gonna bother you. White-eyed demons, Alistair. 2 demons carry white eyes across 15 seasons. Just 2, and that number alone tells you what those eyes represent before either of them does anything. This is the class that burned through every trace of their humanity so completely that what's left isn't a corrupted person anymore. It's something that used to be a person and became purely a function. Most demons in the show, no matter how high they rank, show something resembling loyalty or care at least once. These 2 never did, not for a single moment, across either of their entire runs. The apocalypse wasn't started by Azazel or Lilith or Lucifer directly. It was started by Alistair in a room in hell across 30 years of hell time, working on Dean Winchester with the specific goal of getting Dean to pick up the knife and torture someone else. Because the moment Dean finally broke and did, it was the first seal breaking. Everything that followed traced back to that room. When Alistair showed up physically in Season 4, the Winchesters had nothing for him. The demon knife hurt him and couldn't kill him. Castiel stabbed him with an angel blade and it didn't work. He fought a full angel and was winning at a point when angelic power was still framed as the show's absolute ceiling. Taking him down required Sam using demon blood powers that were simultaneously strong enough to do the job and accelerating him toward breaking the final seal himself, meaning stopping Alistair directly caused the next catastrophe in line. He never showed fear, never showed care, and had no version of existing that wasn't entirely about the work. The show never put anything colder on screen. Princes of Hell, Azazel. The Princes of Hell are Lucifer's first generation of purpose-built generals. 4 yellow-eyed demons created personally, right after Lilith, and designed to run hell in his absence, which turned out to be essentially all of recorded history. They were ancient before Atlantis went under, and between them, they're responsible for almost every major event across the entire show, operating on a tier where the demon knife does nothing. Angel blades barely register. Lucifer says there are only 5 things in all of creation the cult can't kill, and he is one of them. So this is one of the first tiers where even the cult stops feeling like a guaranteed answer. Dagon vaporized angels by touching them and melted the cult in her bare hand as a casual demonstration. Ramiel tanked hits from both the knife and an angel blade, and only went down to a weapon designed specifically to kill Lucifer slowly. Azazel is where the whole show starts though, because he's genuinely the reason there is a show. He killed Mary Winchester in 1983 by pinning her to the ceiling and setting her on fire. When she interrupted him feeding demon blood to infant Sam, and that one night set every single event across 15 seasons in motion. He could rewrite dreams from the inside, was immune to holy water, and possessed a reaper, something no other demon ever pulled off. Bringing him down required the cult, both brothers, and the spirit of John Winchester holding him in place, with John's spirit breaking free just long enough to pin Azazel in place for Dean to take the shot. The most important shot in the show's history still felt like it could have gone the other way. 1 level left, and Lucifer himself was scared of what's down there. The Shedim. There's a section of hell the show treats as worse than everything else, and the wild part is we never really see what is behind it. The Shedim are locked in the deepest part of the pit, further down than Lucifer's cage, and their entire presence in the series is a single clawed hand reaching over a ledge in season 13 when Jack briefly cracked their prison before the door slammed shut, and the show never returned to them again. Not in the finale, not anywhere. One arm, no face, no voice, no explanation. Chuck opened every single door in hell in the final season, released billions of demons and souls onto the world without hesitation, and made exactly one deliberate exception he didn't explain or draw attention to. Lucifer's cage opened, everything else poured out. That door stayed closed, and the show trusted you to notice. Lucifer was scared of them. The same Lucifer who created demonkind out of spite and thought he could survive a confrontation with the darkness was genuinely scared of whatever is behind that door. Whether they're demons or something else entirely that got stored in hell because nothing else could contain them is a question 15 seasons never answered. They're not the strongest thing on this list. They're the thing the entire list was built to stay away from. Seven levels, 15 seasons, and one section of hell, the show never clearly shows opening, even after Chuck throws hell wide open. From Meg running chaos in a hitchhiker's body to whatever has Lucifer genuinely losing sleep, the show built a very intricate hierarchy of evil. So which one do you think is the worst? Drop it in the comments below and make sure to hit that subscribe button for more supernatural content like this.